Hi everyone, my name is Shamika and I welcome you to my YouTube channel, Uncommonly Queen, where we discuss books, wellness, lifestyle, and all the things in between. I am about to run into my local library, which you can see back there, and just browse the shelves and see what we have. Like I said, I'm about to walk into my local library and take you along with me. Hopefully we find something good. I'm looking for Nikki Painter's book, uh Pride and Protest. Alright guys, I just left my local library and I went in there for the Nikki Payne book. I don't know if I said Payne or Painter, but her name is Nikki Payne and the book is Pride and Protest, and it was in stock and I got it plus 5 other books. I will be doing a library haul later because I have some other books I want to share that I got the last time I went to the library, which was I think a week or 2 weeks ago. So I'll be sharing all of that with you soon. Trying to build out my TBR from May through June. So I picked up a few, more than a few. I think I have 8, 9, 10, 11 books that I will be sharing with you. Now, guys, if you do not have a library card for your local library and you love to read, please go grab one. The library has been really saving me a coin. If you want to discover new authors, you don't really know if you want to purchase their books yet, if you don't know if you want to add them to your library, please check out your local library. So what I like to do is there's certain books that are just going to be auto buy for me, auto buy author, that I'm going to add to my library. And then there are some that are popular in the current climate that I want to try. Not necessarily know if I'm going to like the author, like the style, like the story. So I prefer to check it out. And if I love it, if I think that it will stand the test of time, if I think it could be curated into my own personal library, or that I want to read it ever again in life, then I will purchase it. So most of the books that I have are books that I know that I'll want to read again in the next 2 to 3 years, or this year. I know that I will be reading Tia Williams's A Song for Ricky Wilde. I definitely want to read that again. And I have that back there on a little shelf. But I will be reading that again. So let's start. So when I went to the library, I did 2 trips to get these 11 books. And the first trip, I was just browsing. I wasn't going out into the library for anything specific. This current time, when I went today, the first time I went looking for this book. Let me show it to you already. This is a nonfiction book, Get Good with Money by Tiffany Alici, or The Budgetnista. It's 10 simple steps to becoming financially whole. Now, I do also read nonfiction books, so you will be getting those reviews. Also, if I think it's something that could help a person grow and getting good with money and being financially stable, whole is a goal of mine this year. So I'll be reading a lot of financial books. And I specifically went for this one because I wanted to check it out, to see if I wanted to actually purchase it to add it to my personal library. From what I read, I will be purchasing this. I don't have plans to finish it this month, but I will be reading certain chapters and working through certain chapters, and I will be purchasing my own copy so that I can like highlight and write and do those sort of things. So that is one of the books that I got. Let's just do all the nonfiction. Let's see. Let's get that one. I also got Make Money Moves, A Guide to Financial Wellness, by Lauren Simmons. She is, I think, the youngest trader or broker on Wall Street. But I will be checking this out. Like I said, I don't plan to. I'm gonna read certain chapters. Like she has like something like networking. But I will be purchasing this for my personal library. Okay, this book, Break the Cycle, by Dr. Mariella Buque, A Guide to Healing Intergenerational Trauma. I think this is important for, well, the reason I picked it up is because one topic or a conversation that interests me is generational trauma, trauma in general. I really want to read that. I think this will be a book that I probably have to check out again. I don't think I'm gonna finish it before the due date. All right, so those were all of the nonfiction books and what I picked up today. I went into the library for this. Pride and Protest by Nikki Payne. It says a woman goes head to head with the CEO of a corporation threatening to destroy her neighborhood in this fresh and modern retelling of Pride and Prejudice by debut author Nikki Payne. So I'm ready to read this. I definitely am going to read this before the due date. I think it's middle of next month, I think. No. It's going to be the 1st of June. I'm going to go ahead and read this. This is definitely going to be on my TBR for this month because she has a second book out that I want to read. That's going to be on my summer TBR. So that will be getting read. The next book I got was You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Akwaeke Emezi. I hope I said her name right. Akwaeke Emezi. And it says Faye Adokola wants to learn how to live again. It's been 5 years since the accident that killed the love of her life, and she's almost a new person. An artist with her own studio, sharing a brownstone apartment with her ride or die best friend Joy, who insists it's time for Faye to ease back into the dating scene. Faye isn't ready for anything serious, but a steamy encounter at a rooftop party cascades into a whirlwind summer she could never have imagined. A luxury trip to a tropical island, decadent meals in the glamorous home of a celebrity chef, and a major curator who wants to launch her art career. I can't. What more do you want, baby? It sounds so good, but I don't know if I'm gonna read it now. This seems like something that could go for summer. So what I think I'm gonna do with this one is I may return it. I think I'm gonna return this one and pick it back up this summer. If I don't buy, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna read like the first 2 chapters to see if I really like the style of writing, and then if I do, I think I'm gonna just purchase it from my library and read it this summer. And that's You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty. All right. The next book that I picked up is The Lonely Hearts Book Club by Lucy Gilmore. And it says, everybody has a reason to get lost inside of a book. Salome Parker lives a small contained life as a librarian in her small contained town. She never thinks of herself as lonely, but still she looks forward to that time every day. But old curmudgeon Arthur McLennan comes comes to browse the shelves and cheerfully insult her. That's all I'm gonna read from that. I love like bookstore bookish books, and if it has like a grumpy old person in it, like read God, Maggie Banks and the I can't remember the rest of the title, but it's Maggie Banks in some bookshop. That that book was I love that book, y'all. It had a grumpy old man. It had a girl named Maggie who had with the shenanigans. A weird town, small town where everything was just weird. It was just such a cozy, lighthearted, but you could still pull like heavier things out of it, but it was still light. It was just such a good book. I love that book, and I have it over in another corner on the other side of the room, and I will be reading that again probably next year in the fall, because it's such a fall. It gives you such fall vibes. The next book that I picked up is Redwood Court, Delana by Delana R.A. Dameron, and it's a Reese Book Club pick. I picked this up. I saw this on someone's a book haul or a anticipated reads list. I think it was Joyce Wesley's. It says it's a breakthrough debut about one unforgettable family seen through the eyes of his youngest daughter as she comes of age in the 1990s. And this is set in a town that is close to where I'm from, or where I currently live. So I definitely will be reading this. I think I'm going to actually add this to my May TBR. And if I do enjoy it, and I definitely will pick this up for my library, my personal library. The next book I'm reading, I picked up was Sugar Baby, and I am currently reading Sugar Baby, and I am halfway. I'm halfway through the book. I am enjoying this book. It's a fiction. It's deemed as urban fiction. This is suburban fiction. I don't know why you would call this urban fiction. This girl has suburban girl problems and suburban girl friends and suburban girl things. So this is a story about, it's written by Celine St. Clair. It's written in the UK. It's set in the UK. It is about a girl named Agnes whose mother is super religious, and she's a mixed race, and she's trying to find her way being mixed raced, super religious. The strictness that her mother puts on her, and I guess trying to find herself. It's a very interesting coming of age story, and she finds herself meeting a girl named Emily, and Emily shows her how to become basically a sugar baby. And that's all I'm gonna say. So it's the story of how she's maneuvering that. It is pretty good. I'm really enjoying this book. Pick it up. And I saw this book on Noelle's Nook. I think her name is Noelle. I think it's Noelle's Nook. She picked it up like, I think it was like January, February, somewhere. It was like early this year. She picked it up and she said she enjoyed it and she wanted to read it. So I saw it in the library and I grabbed it. And I'm enjoying it. Ooh, girl. S.A. Cosby. Auto by Author for B. This is Blacktop Wasteland. I read, what did I read? I read God, what's the name of it? God, how am I forgetting? All the Sinners Bleed. I read All the Sinners Bleed in March, February or March, and I love that. That book was so, when I say that's a thriller, that is a thriller. So S.A. Cosby is a auto by Author for me. I'm gonna read this library book. I know it's gonna be good. And if, well, I ain't even gonna say it. I'm planning to collect all of his backlog. But Blacktop Wasteland is about Bug Montague. Says Bug Montague is an honest mechanic, a loving husband, and a hardworking dad. Bug knows there's no future in the man he used to be. Known from the hills of North Carolina to the beaches of Florida as the best wheelman of the East Coast. He thought he'd left all that behind him, but as money gets tight, his carefully built new life begins to crumble. Pushed to his limits by poverty, race, and his own former life of crime, Bug finds himself drawn inexorably back into the world. When a smooth-talking former associate comes calling with a can't-miss jewelry store heist, Bug feels he has no choice but to get back in the driver's seat. Bug is at his best when the scent of gasoline mixes with the smell of beer. Haunted by the ghost of who he used to be and the father who disappeared when he needed him the most, Bug must find a way to navigate his blacktop wasteland or die trying. Oh, boop. This is going on my TBR. Lessons in chemistry, guys. I've been wanting to read this bad boy since the beginning of the year. I saw again Joyce Wesley on her YouTube channel. She talked about this. She did like a whole review on this. I really wanted to read it. Like, guys, I don't know if I'm gonna get to it before it's due. I don't know, but if I don't, I definitely did plan to purchase this on my own. So if I don't get to it, I will definitely purchase this to read it. And it is it's about a chemist named Elizabeth. Chemist Elizabeth Zott is not your average woman. In fact, Elizabeth Zott would be the first to point out that there is no such thing as an average woman. But it's the early 1960s, and her all-male team at Hastings Research Institute takes a very unscientific view of equality. Except for one, Calvin Evans, the lonely, brilliant, Nobel Prize nominated grudge holder who falls in love with all things her mind. True chemistry results. That's all I'm gonna read of that. But yeah, if I don't get to it, I'm definitely going to read like 1 or 2 chapters. And if I'm so in love and I gotta have it, I may check it out for my summer TBR. If it's really good, I'll just go ahead and purchase it because I feel like this is like an August read. Like I'm feeling this for like August. But I got it because I just couldn't leave it. Okay. So this is a book that I just found on the shelves. I never heard of this author, Brian Keith Jackson. The title is The Queen of Harlem. It says The Queen of Harlem is a part mystery and part meditation, levied by a healthy dose of mayhem and laughter. And when I read that, I said, this sounds like something I want to read. This book is a walk through Harlem. Surprises abound, the unexpected pounces, and the familiar is transformed into the amazing Jackson's taste of Harlem. Its queen and her courtiers lingers seductively like the memory of a delicious and complex roux on the plate. It's impossible not to wish for another helping. Girl, I don't know who Brian Keith Jackson is, but we're gonna see what he's talking about. All right, y'all. We're gonna see what Keith is talking about on that one. And then I found Miss Brenda Jackson. Follow Your Heart Now. Brenda Jackson is an author I used to read down back when the books in Walmart was like $5-6. I would go get this will be my weekend thing, guys. You know what I did read in college? I would read in the summers. I would go to Walmart on like Friday nights. Like me and my family would go to Walmart, and I would pick up nail polish and books. Like this had to be like either the summer between my no this had to be the summer after my freshman year of college. And all I would read was Brenda Jackson. I will pick up me a Brenda Jackson book. Girl, me and Brenda Jackson go way big. The book or the story about Victoria Madrias. I think she's the sister of the Madrias brothers. If you know anything about the Madrias brothers, it's kind of like Alexandria's houses the McClellans or something like that. But it says Victoria Madrias is next on her. It says Victoria Madrias is next on her great grandmother's matchmaking list, which suits her just fine. She's laser focused on her career and doesn't have time to concentrate on her love life. Knowing that Mama Laverne is vetting unsuitable candidates like rising U.S. Senator Rome Malone makes things easy. But Roman unexpectedly ticks all of Victoria's boxes. The longtime family friend is outrageously sexy, and every time they meet, their chemistry crackles. Being a journalist, though, Victoria just doesn't trust politicians. Plus, her matchmaker's expert opinion keeps pointing to the charming and handsome Tanner Jameson, and everybody knows Mama Laverne is never wrong. Definitely reading this down because I love Brenda Jackson's writing. And if you know anything about early 2000s authors, I don't know if she was writing in the 90s because I didn't read her in the 90s. I read her in early 2000s. Good. All right, so that is my final book. Yep, that I picked up from the library. I think that's a total of 11 books. I am not going to finish all of those books. I plan to get through at least 3 of them. Some of them I will check out again, and then some of them I'm gonna explore to see if I want to purchase for my own library. So that is my first library haul, and I thank you guys for joining me, and welcome to the family.